Morning, Doc. Our first reporter is Sir Alonso Jr. The topic is about various laws and in teaching and school. Ikaw na lang, Sir B, palihog.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm not
Okay, ma'am.
ready,
Okay,
sir.
ma'am.
Isa yung
Okay,
first
good
reporter,
morning, Doc.
si Rolando
Rolando
Alonso
Alonso.
Junior, ma'am.
Okay, ano?
Okay, good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. Okay, I'm Rolando L. Aluso Jr., the first reporter for this day's class. Okay, my topic this morning is all about various laws affecting teachers and schools. Okay, when we see laws, it is an act, a bill, or a constitution that is being affect in teachers and school. Okay, first, let's discuss about the Batas Pambansa 232 or the Education Act of 1982. It says that teachers and school heads are deemed persons in authority while in the discharge of lawful duties and responsibilities and shall therefore be accorded due respect and protection. So, this was an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of integrated system education. In accordance with Section 2, this act shall apply to the governed both formal and non-formal system in public and private school in all levels of the entire education system. So, the state shall promote the right of every individual to relevant quality education regardless of sex, age, marriage, socioeconomic status, physical and mental condition, racial or ethnic origin, political or other affiliation. The state shall therefore promote and maintain equality of access and education as well as the benefits of education by all its citizens. So as we teachers and school head, we are the one who give quality education to our pupils or students with the accordance of the law or in line with the curriculum of the Department of the Education. Okay, next is the Republic Act 4670 or the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. So, this is the right and privilege of teachers. Number one,
Sir, excuse me,
consent.
sir. Sir, pwede mong
Yes,
ipadako imuhang slide, sir?
dili siya mo slide share, ma'am. Kay og i-slide share siya, ma'am, dili na siya mo proceed sa next slide.
Okay, sir.
Oh, ambot ma'am, murag problema sa laptop ni ma'am kay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, the next is the right and privilege of teachers. Okay, number one, consent for transfer, or shall we say the permission for transfer. We all know that a teacher is not only assigned in one school alone. So, mahitabo gyud na nga ang teacher mo transfer gyud na siya into near his or her residence. Okay, number two is the safeguards and disciplinary procedure. So, the right to appeal to clearly designate authorities. No publicity shall be given to any disciplinary action being taken against a teacher during the pendency of his case. So, while gidisiplina ang teacher, na siya'y protection. Dili siya, example, he or she is protected. while the case is ongoing. Okay, the next is confidentiality of case. Okay, kining confidentiality of case kana bitawng gihilom sa while ongoing ang case sa usa ka public employee kana bitong kanang makadungog ta nga hala na priso lagi si kana tungod kay while ongoing ang iyang proseso sa iyang kaso is gitago siya kay na siya ay confidentiality o mahibaw ra ta kung convicted na siya or shall we say guilty siya sa iyang kaso. Okay, the next is academic freedom. Okay, just like what we are now. Academic freedom kanang dili lang gyud bitaw nga we are item na regular na ta sa DepEd, diha na lang ta kutob. So we must grow in terms of our learning to gain more knowledge by unsa man kanang mo eskwela tag otro magmasteral or even though kaluyan sa Dios nga madoctorate mo na siya freedom of academic. The number 5 is the teaching hours. Okay, we all know that as teachers we have 8 hours a day, working a day. Una siyang teaching hours. And then number 6 is prohibitions of deductions on salaries. Okay, gibawal nga didakan ta sa atong salary kana just like kanang matingalan na lang ta. Hala, nalagi kaltas na ko diri anya, wala ta kahibaw kung aha padulngan or aha ni padulong. Kung labi na sa kanang payslip bitaw, makita gyud na nato diha kana mailhan nato nga naididak kung natay loan kay ang bangko ra gyud na makita dia or ang mga kaltas nato just like this is GSIS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig mao ra gyud na. Then number 7 is leave privileges. Okay, each teacher has a privilege to have a leave kanang mo leave ta sa with matching papers mo file tag leave. Okay, usa na sa privileges sa ato as Magna Carta for public school teacher. And then number 8 is salary increase upon retirement. Okay, dili lang teacher 1 ka pag sudni mo retire ka teacher 1 nagyapon ka according to our superintendent in Agusan del Norte nga walay by the way former superintendent Cornetes nga ingon si sir nga walay mo retire nga teacher as T1. It should be T2, T3 or unsa pa na dira nga kuan. Okay, number 9, freedom to organize. Okay, kining freedom of organize, example of this is in Agusan del Norte, the Antrea, there are organization. Then in our district is the Bidistria, organization na sa among district nga kanang give help to our fellow teacher, especially kining DepEd na mamatay sa ilang pamilya or else hospitalization sa among mga kauban maghatag mi ang Bidistria mohatag og 5,000 each of kanang ma-hospitalize or mamatyan nga among kauban. Okay, and the last one is the right to discipline students. Okay, this is the most crucial sa ato ang mga teacher. Munang ginaingon nga kung unsa na nimo kalagot, utong na lang gid ka dira kay kabalo na gid tas panahon karon nga nagyoy mo sakay. O utong na lang gid ta, isinggit na nato nga kita-kita ra. Kay wa man gid tay mahimo naman diha ang right to discipline student, but there are some agencies nga musakay man dayon kung makita na bitaw bisag igo ra nimo gikuhit ang bata, makitaan sakyan na dayon sa uban mo dako na dayon. So utong na lang gid tag pasensya mga teacher. Okay, the next is the Republic Act number 386 or the Civil Code of the Philippines. Okay, teachers shall be liable to damages caused by their pupils and students so long as they remain in their custody. Okay, whatever damage caused by our pupils, the responsible of that is the teacher. Kita yung magbayad ug unsa man ay maguba, especially magisi ang libro or else maguba ang bangko, matipak ang jealousy. Kita gyud ana tungod kay we are that is our common responsibilities. Okay, the student is in the custody of the school authorities as long as he is under the control and influence of the school and within the premises. So, kita teacher mo nang kinahanglan yun nato ng uh, school form 2 kanang dili attendance sa mga bata kay if in case nga mo eskwela ang bata tapos ni cutting unya nagduwa-duwa ra dai dito sa gawas nya nagtuo ang ginikanan nga ni eskwela tapos nadisgrasya ang bata dito kay nadisgrasya ang bata so obligasyon gyud na nita nato mga teacher kay naman sila sa atong premises especially kung naa sila sa eskwelahan unsay mahitabo nila sa eskwelahan kita mo'y manubag or else mokating sila naka-attendance sila tapos ni lakawra nga ligog suba simbako dito na lumos niyang pagtuo sa ginikanan nga ni eskwela obligasyon gyud nato na teacher. Okay, next is the responsibility shall cease if the teacher proves that she is observed the diligence of the good father of the family to prevent damage. So ma-prevent nato ni siya sa unsa nga pamaagi. So we should be carefully watch or assist to our pupils. Example, mo eskwela sila, tan-aon lang taon gyud nato. Kanang magklase ta niya naka-attendance na tinga ka nga nawa pangitaon gyud na nato kay obligasyon gyud na nato mga teacher. Okay, the next is the Republic Act 5546 amending Republic Act 4206. Okay, so are the teachers and the school collect contribution or sell ticket to the students? Okay, the law prohibits the sale of ticket or the collections of contribution. So bawal na siya. Dili ta pwede mo collect or mubaligya og ticket sa atong mga estudyante. But naa siya'y kuan. Unsa man na siya exemption. Okay. Membership fees such as Red Cross, GSP or BSP, donation, and ID card. Okay, mo na siya mga sample nga pwede ra nato makolek. Kay magamit man as bata, syempre ato maginang ipamember ang mga bata anak siya Red Cross, GSP, BSP or any donation nga gihatag sa school. Teachers and students have the right to be free for involuntary contribution except to those approved by their organization. Okay, na po siya exemption. Pwede rata makakulik kung ma-approve na siya sa organization. Okay. Kanang na siya ginatawag na to nga meeting, example PTCA with PTCA. Tapos mamitingan na siya na ma-approve na sa kadaghanan or in the majority decision kana pwede na ta maka-collect. Okay, the next one is the Republic Act 7079. Funding of student publications may include the savings of the respective school, appropriation student, subscriptions, donations, and other source of funds. Okay, so aha man ta mo kuha og pundo para sa student publication. Siyempre, sa eskwelahan, kung naipundo ang eskwelahan, di ata mo kuha. Or else, we can ask help from the PTA. If naa sila pundo, pwede ta mo gamit with their approval. Okay, Republic Act 76110 or the Special Protections of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. What constitute child abuse? Okay, unsa man na siyang child abuse? Okay, child abuse refers to the maltreatment, whether habitual or not, of the child, which include any of the following. Okay, mauni siya. Number one, psychological and physical abuse, neglect, cruelty, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment. Okay, when we say psychological, kanang mental and emotion ang imong igon bitaw sa bata. And then, abuse, imong abusaran, neglect, di nimo bali-balihon ang pagtrato nimo sa bata bitaw murag wa kay pakialam, cruelty, rudeness or harassment, imo kanang imo siya murag inita nimo ang bata, di ka ganahan sa bata. Okay, that is what we call the kanang psychological and physical abuse. The second one is any act by deeds or words which debases, degrades, or demeans intrinsic worth of dignity of a child as the human being. Okay, kanang imong i-degrade, kanang imong pakaulawan bitaw ang bata. Murag malukdaw nimo ang bata bitaw. Imo siyang pakaulawan. Number 3, unreasonable deprivation of his basic needs for survival such as foods and shelter. Okay. Kanang makadungog bitaw ta nga dili ka resist kung di mahuman. Kung di ka kahumag answer, di ka kagawas para makapanood to. O muna siya usa nga imong gikwaan og kagawasan ang bata. Okay, number 4, failure to immediately give medical treatment to an injured child resulting in serious impairment of his growth and development. Okay, especially inside the school. If there is a pupil which is injured, so dapat unsay angay buhaton, dali-dali at imanuna to na teacher kay ato ng obligasyon, ato ng tambalan. Kay ug di nato na matambalan kita ra magihapoy manubag ana. Okay, so next is the Republic Act 7877 on the anti-sexual harassment.
Nawala si sir? Hello?
Murag nawala, ma'am. Kaya binaho ako'y nawala.
Nawala, Dok.
Mao gani kay nung pag ako ni nawala si sir, no? Taman to imo ha? Hello,
Doc,
sir.
present di ay ako.
Ay.
Ronan Las Piñas.
Yes, ma'am. Ay, kadali ma'am kay nawala ma'am, nihina yung signal. Aw, Doc,
sige.
nihina yung signal, Doc.
Sige, okay. Take your time.
Kadali lang, classmates. Tingara ko nga, wala naman mo slide. Okay, pasensya na kayo, Doc, mga classmates. Kay grabe gyud kahinay sa signal na mo diri Napay magsuroy-suroy sa likod nga na maligyag tamban.
Okay ra, sir.
Okay ra, sir.
Lagi,
Gabi sa tamban.
Lagi, samo kayong tamban. Nya nagtrumpa pa gyud. Action tag
Sige lang, sir.
sampung sa
Pamugas na
mic.
na, sir.
Kadali lang
Pamugas yung
kaayo.
sound na.
Gi-connect pagbalik ang laptop, ma'am. Wa mang signal og kalit.
Sige lang, sir. Nani na ginang yun normal.
Lagi. At ani kanang nanatay ka kuana ni ba nga murag nanatay mindset na to aning ingon ana din ning balaod sa kuan kay dili biya pud tanan nga kini nga balaod na practice na to nagiub ani nga wa gid ta ka himo nga karon pa Maskin ako karon pa ko kahibaw ug wa ko ka dili ni akong topic. Nga naday ni ingon ani nga mga balao di ay ahaman. Kanang Dok, pwede mo proceed ko Dok kay nawala gyud ang signal
Sige,
sa laptop
proceed na
Dok.
lang. Proceed na lang. Ay na lang. Basahan na lang. Mubatin
Okay
na ko
Dok,
after
salamat
sa
Dok.
inyo.
Salamat classmate. Yes
Sir,
ma'am.
ako na lang mag-present, sir. Sir, ako na lang mag-present, sir.
Pwede ma'am, pwede ma'am. Di balik
Sige,
na?
sige, try na ko, sir. Ha?
Okay ma'am.
Sa ka dyan.
Mm-mm.
Yan na,
Kuha
sir.
na ta ma'am, Republic Act 78. Yes ma'am, sa Republic Act 7877 na ta ma'am.
Ano, sir?
Kuan ma'am,
Na, sir?
7877. Kuan pa man ni ma'am, 7079.
7877.
Sa Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995 ma'am. Mga 14 slides ma'am. Ay, sige pa da eh. Hmm? Okay. 836. Balik. Balik daw ma'am, balik ma'am. Murag ni sobra na siya ma'am.
Balik pa, sir?
Ika 15 slides ma'am. Ika 15 slides.
9344. Muna siya slide sa ika-15, sir.
Public Act 9344 ma'am. Ano man niya? Ha? Hala.
Ana, 7877.
Okay.
Anti-sexual.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
Sir.
let's continue. The Republic Act 7877 or the Anti-Sexual Harassment of 1995. So what acts are considered sexual harassment? Okay, sexual harassment is an act involving any unwelcome sexual advances, request, or demand of a sexual favor or other verbal or physical behavior of a sexual nature committed by the government employee or official in the work-related, trainings, or education-related environment of the person complained of. Okay, so these are the forms of sexual harassment. Okay, number one is physical. Okay, malicious touching, Next slides, ma'am. Palihog ko next slide, ma'am. Okay, so physical malicious touching or kanang lantaran bitaw over sexual advances, gestures with lewd insinuation or kanang malaswang pagpapahiwatig. Number 2, verbal request or demand. Kanang mo request ka or mo demand ka. Example of that is kasagaran ni murag mahitabo is in the secondary or in the tertiary kanang makapasar ka kung papasaron ka kung mauni ana-ana muna siya kasagara. The number 3 is use of object pictures or graphics with sexual underpinnings. Okay, kanang mangita ka og kanang mangita kag motibo, magpakita-kita kag mga picture or object nga kanang muna iyang batayan bitaw para sa sexual underpinnings. Then number 4 is other form analogous to the foregoing or other actions that can be considered as sexual harassment, katong uban nga mga actions. Okay, next slides, ma'am. Okay, person liable for sexual harassment. Okay, any government official or employee, regardless of sex, is liable for sexual harassment when or she, o makuan man ka diha, laki, bae, bayo, tumboy, basta kay liable ka any sexual harassment when or she, next slide, ma'am. Directly participate in the executions of any act of sexual harassment. Ikaw gyud mismo ang nagbuhat or nagsasagawa ng ganung bagay or the sexual harassment. Next is induces or directs another to commit sexual harassment. Okay, murag ikaw mo'y hinungdan nga kanang tawhana nakabuhat ana nga sala or the sexual harassment. Letter C, cooperate in the commissions of sexual harassment by another through an act without which the sexual harassment would not have been accomplished. Then, cooperate in the common of sexual harassment by another through previous simultaneous acts. Okay, bisag wala wala ka nakahilabot, example rape, or nang haras mo bisag wala kay labot unya bali shall we say naka-cooperate ka kanang naka-istorya pa mo ana pero pag nahitabo na wala na ka madamay gihapon ka ana. So next slide, ma'am. Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Okay, the question is, can the school heads and teachers arrest violators of this law within the school premises? Okay, yes. As we teacher or the school heads can arrest violator of this law within the school premises because school head, supervisors, and teachers shall be them person in authority na atay authority nga mudakop, and as such the law empowered them to apprehend, arrest, or cause the apprehensions or arrest any person who shall violate any of the said provision. Okay, so gitagaan tag katungod para makaaresto but inside sa school premises. Muna kung nasa sulod sa eskwelahan natay katungod but in outside gawas na taana. Okay, next slide, ma'am. Republic Act 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare System Act of 2006. Okay, what is the role of the educational system to meet the policy of the law? So, okay, next slide, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir Rolando, pabati na sa agod ko, ibalik sa agod ko survey katong Republic Act 9165. Ibalik ka to Day Rosalie. Okay, ibalik pa. Okay. So for clarification ha, for clarification. This is the Republic Act 9165 about the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. So nagibutang dito ni Sir, can the school heads and teachers arrest violators of this law? So for clarification, as a educators, dili bot ipasabot nga kitay mo daog sa mga drug addict, especially to our students inside our class, our school, but we have a right to report the policemen. Dili bot ipasabot, kita pwede ang mupusas, ha? Kita ang pwede mo pusas sa violators, kay pwede ta balihon. We have no rights nga mupusas, kay dili man na nato trabaho. That's the work of the policemen. But we have the rights to report directly sa na-involved, directly to the policemen. Pwede ta mo report, but inside our schools, wala na tay katungod anak. So ato nang i-clear nga dili ta pwede mo pusas kay dili man na nato trabaho. Then another one,
Yes,
pwede
ma'am.
po ta balihon og kaso. So dili ta magpakamatay teachers ha, most especially to the drug nga mga addict nga mga tao nga pwede ta nala pang dunggabon, pwede ta nila pang pusilon, especially those time nga naa na gyud sila sa kanang kuana sila ba
Ay.
ma-trap na. So dili na so careful pud ta mga teachers. Pwede ra ta mo report but not in the public way kay pwede pud ta atangan. So ato pong ampingan, we protect ourselves kay dili man na nato work. Dili gani ta pwedeng ipadayag na to nga isumbong ta ka sa pulis na kung atangan ta. Take note, our DepEd, our system, igo ra gid na sila moingon nga condolence. Our condolences to those person nga napatay. After that, luoy kaayo ta. So our work is only to teach our learners, only to impart our knowledge, our expertise to the learners. But if time nga naa na sa kanang matrap na, especially kaning mga drug addict, kay dili na raban na sila, out of control na raban na ilang emotion. So out na to anak. Ha?
Okay, okay, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Okay, dili kita
Proceed.
mga teacher, kung nay mahitabo ingon ana, una na tong tapon labi na barangay, ngayo tag manguanta sa barangay Tanod, but as what Doc Marivek nga ihilom lang nato kay basin og initan ta, labi na ma-assign tag bukid, mainitan ta na impas, maatngan ta.
Na correct oy.
Okay,
Condolence na sila sa ato Dong Rolando. Mahero lang ta just in
Lagi,
one
ma'am.
day. After that, goodbye. So di na ta magpakahero. Oh. So yung
Mao
anak.
jud.
Sige, continue.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. Naman to dapit murag Republic Act 9155, ma'am. Okay. So the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. Okay, the school head shall form a team with the school teachers learning facilitator for the delivery of quality education program, project and services. Okay. So mamagi na obligasyon na to mga teacher para makahatag tag quality education programs sa mga bata with the inline of the curriculum and Department of Education. So magbuo ta og team, unsa man ang mga team kasagara most of that is the teacher. Okay. Teacher, or shall we say we can ask help sa PTCA or the parents nga kung moabot ang inighuman sa klase sa mga bata, kung naa sila time, tudluan po nila ang bata, example, pabasa, pagsulat, labi na sa mga kinder, grade 1, grade 2, kanang sa ubos nga grado. Okay, next is the Republic. Next slide, ma'am.
Mo insert dong ko dong ha kung ako idogang para dili.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if we're talking about the Republic Act 9155, this is the right time to those teachers who share your expertise. Like for example, time will come that if your school, your district, or the division call you as a speaker. That's the reason we are called learning facilitators for delivery of quality educational programs, project, and services. So if you think you are very good in terms of speaking in front of
Ah,
other people, your expertise will shown because this is a part of promotion. So pananglitan, kuhaon ka,
ah,
do not deprive your rights kay take note na kay 10 or 20 points, it depends upon the level of kanang organization. So, nakay points kung mahimo kang speaker sa school, mahimo kang speaker sa district, division, and region. So, we have, according to Sir Kaganina, school head and teachers has the same rights, but we have different our duties and responsibility. As a teacher, although you are a master of your classroom, you are the master or uh, you are the manager and leader inside your classroom to your leaders, to your learners, but the school head also has different responsibility in terms of duties. Kay ang gihandle sa school head, not only the external and internal stakeholders, but at the same times to the learners. So the Public Act 9155, this is the right time, especially kung mahuman na mo sa inyong master degree, this is the right time that you are going to show your expertise kay makapadevelop man may in terms of professional and your personality in terms of knowledge. So dili kita pwede mag-ulaw-ulaw nga maayo man na siya mo talk, o dili man na siya mo sugot. So, take note as a teachers, dapat you are knowledgeable enough, you're expert in everything. Pwede ganita kuhaon anytime, pwede ta mag-lead sa purok. 'Di ba? We are the advisor. So, it means you are the facilitator of your community. Tanan ba diri nahimong advisor sa purok? Hello? May mga
wala ma'am,
Ma'am.
wala.
Yes, Doc.
Wala,
Yes, Doc.
ma'am.
Oh, some of you naka-experience but if time will come nga mo back to normal na ta in the old style of teaching, dapat all teachers also has a responsibility to your community as advisor in your purok. Di ba na biya mag-advisor ba ta na bayay purok 1 kasi mga advisor. So this is the right time that you are going to share your expertise to your stakeholders, to your parents, to your bata. So, not only that, 'di ba, kung mag-call ang atong barangay nga mahimo kang speaker, mahimo kang MC, mahimo kang chairman? Yes or no?
Yes, Doc.
Oh,
Yes
it
ma'am,
means
na
as a
jud, na jud
teacher,
doc.
our duty, our responsibility is not only inside in our classroom, not only inside in our institution, but we are the public servant to everybody, especially to those people who really needs our help, who really needs our expertise. Mao ni siya ang 9155. So it's very clear, teachers, that you have no right to say no. Ako ning klaruhon ha. Kung ikaw si teacher, kukwaon ka o mo help sa community, dili ka pwede mo ingon dili because one of our responsibility is being a learning facilitator. So ato nang wadon sa tong hunahuna, ma'am nag-teacher ko na inside the classroom ra gyud ko dili. Pwede ka mga GI, kung naipatay, pwede ka mo lead of prayer, di ba? Any time of the day, the people very kanang taas og expectation to those teachers. Ma'am, ikaw rin mag-lead of prayer. Ikaw ang mag-MC. Ikaw ang mag-judge. Ikaw ang manghipo sa mga hipuson. Before and after activities si teachers. Even ka ng mga election si teachers. So it means we are not only learning facilitators inside our classroom. So it's very clear that in the Republic Act 95, school head and teachers shall form a team with school teachers, learning facilitator for delivery of the quality education. So bisan asa ta, bisan napata sa sikad, naata sa multicab, kung naa ka ika-share, especially kung ang topic ana about education, do not hesitate to share your expertise. Do not hesitate share your information. Kay maestra man ta, So, dili ta pwede mag-ulaw-ulaw. Dili ko ana ma'am. Anyway, ang akong trabaho na gid sa classroom. So, dili in ana ha. So, anytime kwaon ta sa barangay, we are very proud and you are very lucky na this time ma-show ang imong talent and skills. Mao nang ang uban, dali ra ma-promote kay magpakitang gilas. Do not wonder nganong dali man na siya na-promote. Naapsa na hinuon ko. 10 years na ko, 20 years na ko in service, I'm still teacher 1. While na ay mga bago, sirit, pugsit because of their expertise. And some of the teachers, mo-volunteer pag yun. Kap, ako'y mag-MC Cup, ako'y mag-chairman, ako'y magloto, ako'y mag-escorting, support and so on. That's the one way nga mailado ka. That's the one way nga mo show ka. Take note, nga katong si kapitan, katong purok president, katong school head, mo push nimo para ma-promote ka compared to those teachers nga naghilom-hilom ra. So example, sa ako tahay, maayo ka, bright ka, pero wala kay pakialam sa mundo. Do you think ang school head mo push nimo? While ikaw, bago pa ka, pero always say yes, bisag lisod, yes, gihapon. Hala, mag-speaker ka, magkuan ka, do you think dili mo help? So, ingana ra, the simple logic nga nung daghay mga teachers nga very early pa sa DepEd na promote na kay daghay mo push niya. Mao na si Republic Act 9155. Klaro?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Uy, paningog ng uban, nangatulog naman tingali. Oh.
Loud and clear, Doc.
Oh, ayaw mo pakuan ha kung mubat-in ko anytime ha para dili ko makalimot. It doesn't mean nga I'm not satisfied for the reporters to the reporters. Pero mubat-in ko kung na ako'y ika-share ha.
Copy, Doc. Copy. Thank you.
Okay, copy, Doc. Salamat, Doc.
Continue dong, continue.
Okay. Next slide, ma'am. 9710, ma'am. Republic Act. Okay. So the Republic Act 9710 or the Magna Carta of Women. So this is the right and privilege. Okay, so what is the policy of the state as regards women? Okay, the states reaffirm the right of women in all sectors to participate in policy formulation. So, muna ginatawag nga wala siya discrimination mahitabo. Ang mga sabi babae bisan asa nga sector pwede sila mo participate in any policy formulation. Then the state condemns discrimination against the women in all forms. Okay, mo ta kung giingon nga walay wal ang lalaki rights as human rights. Okay, naghapoy human rights ang women. Then the states affirm the role of women in nation building and ensure the substantive equality of the women and men. Okay, muna ka ng self-explanatory kayo. Equality. Okay, next slide, ma'am. Next slide pa, ma'am. Okay, in Section 18, special leave benefits for women. A woman employee having rendered continuous aggregate employee service of at least 6 months for the last 12 months or half a year shall be entitled to the special leave benefits of 2 months with full pay based on her gross monthly compensation following surgery by gynecological disorder. Okay. Makaserve ka 6 months or half a year, pwede na ka leave benefits for 2 months. Okay. Kung muna ginaingon kung surgery or makalib ka with a purpose. Okay, kanang na disease specific to woman, muna ginatawag nga ecological disorder. Pwede ka ana. Next slide, ma'am. Next is the Republic Act 7836 or the Philippine Teachers Professionalizations Act of 1994. Who are allowed to teach? Okay, mao ni ginaingon. Only those who are registered with the PRC. Katong narhi
Hello.
unsa man to? Yes, sir.
Ah, wala sir, no, wala nahilo man gud kay dali murag kini akong signal.
Okay, sir. Okay, so katurang rehistrado sa PRC ang pwede motudlo. Pero naa siya ground rules. Unsa man to katong na grounds for suspension or cancellation of license, conviction, dishonorable conduct, insin, all malpractice or pang-abuso sa tungkulin. Mauni siya ang katong mga ground rules katong para masuspended or makancel ang license katong makonvict ka, dishonorable conduct, insane, kanang mabuang, malpractice. Okay, mauna siya. The next slide, ma'am, please.
Hello, sir. Batin ko, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Balik sa
Yes,
ato.
Doc.
Balik
Yes,
sa
Doc.
ato. Ibalik sa kadya tong kuan sa PRC. But it's very clear that in our K to 12, so those teachers who are not past the PRC have still rights to teach, especially if you will assign in the senior high school. But it is what we call provisionary for 5 years. 5 years na sila pwede makatudlo to those teachers who are not passed in secondary school, but be sure that you are special skills and also a certificate of NC2 and NC3. So kanang nagtudlo sa senior high school, most of them are not passer. So, case basis ti siya ha, kay narabad diri butang Republic Act 7836 who are allowed to teach. Only those who are registered with PRC. So, kanang dili mga passer, kanang mga senior high school, mga teachers, dili sila registered sa PRC. But, ang ilang item is only the provisionary, which is 5 years. After 5 years, dili na sila pwede makarenew. But take note, be sure that if you are teaching in senior high school, you have skills. Kadtong na ay mga special skills with the certificate, with the support of the certificate of NC2 and NC3. Kani siya nga Republic Act sa una ni nga wala pa tay kito 12, wala pa senior high school. Karong nadugangan na naa na siya exemption. Klaro?
Yes,
Yes,
Doc. Yes,
ma'am.
Doc.
Okay. So in addition also the benefits of the women, di ba ang na-mention kaganina ni Sir. So as a women, we have the rights to file leave with 2 months with pay katong na operahan. But take note, we have also rights, especially the maternity leave. Before, ang atong maternity leave is only 2 months. Pero karon in our new law, we have 3 months with pay. So, 4 months kay 120 days man. 120 days ang atong kanang maternity leave. But take note mga babae, in 120 days, you can share your 7 days to those person, especially sa imong mama, sa imong bana, nga nag-serve also as a government employee. So example, nanganak ko karon, supposedly, I enjoyed 120 days. So, mo ng 4 months. Pwede ra ko balik 3 months and a half kaya katong ato nga anak at leave. Pwede na ako ipagamit sa akong bana. Instead nga ako ang nagamit, pwede na ako ipagamit sa iya kasi siya man ang nag-help me mo during sa imong leave. So sa una, we have only 2 months. So kamo karon kung pas mo panganak, kay 4 months na na-approve na nagid ng 120 days. So, 120 days nga leave sa maternity, pwede na ka mo leave og 4 months with pay. So, taas-taas ang imong time sa imong anak. Gitagaan gini lagi special attention ang imong pag-care sa imong baby. Mo ni nadugang sa ato. Gawas adtong 2 months nga leave with pay katong gipang-operahan. Nasabtan?
Yes po,
Yes,
Dok.
sir.
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc.
Padayon do.
Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so next is the Republic of 2007. Although I'm not familiar of this Republic Act, as far as I know, mauni siya ang kanang anti-fixer. Okay, let's see. What is the citizen chapter? It's a excuse me, my lord. Yes. Kindly off your microphone, ma'am. Okay, so what is the citizen chapter? It's a clear expression of what services an agency provides and who are entitled or qualified for those to maximum of 5 signatures of officer or employee directly supervising and applications or transaction. How many days should a request or application in frontline service? It should not papers to the process between client and government offices involving application for any right, permit, reward, license, concession. Okay, wearing of ID. All officers and employees transacting with the public shall be provided with an official ID which should be worn during office hour. Okay, naman po na sa ato as a teacher kinahanglan magwigid ta og ID. As far as I know about this anti-theft, kung di ko masayop mo ni siya ang anti-theft kanang magbayad ka para madali ang mo asikaso. Pero with bayad, mauna ang nasabtan ako aning sa Republic Act 9485 Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007. Okay, next slide, ma'am. Next pa, ma'am. Wala na sunod. Ika-31 nga slides, ma'am. Ano naman?
Gibalik pa ba mayro sa ibabaw? Murag ika 23 man tingali. Sunod. Humanataan ng special leave. Sunod. Sige pa. Sige pa. O ka na. O, nawa na di ay?
Naara, ma'am,
O, kana
nakabalik
8190.
na, ma'am. Okay, so
Kanang 8190.
kay Republic Act 8190, an act granting priority to residents of the barangay, municipality, or city where the school is located in the appointment or assignment of classroom public school teacher. Okay, this Republic Act is, uh, we can say, the localization law. Mauni kung if you are applicant, so you must be kanang mo apply ka sa imong lugar, dako gid ka og tsansa nga makasulod because this Republic Act 8190 is the localization law as um, teacher applicant for public school teachers.
But sir,
Next slide,
for
ma'am.
clarification,
Ah,
for clarification,
yes, ma.
as
Yes,
of
doc.
today, based on the observation, sometimes wala gid na nato na follow ng localization that supposedly Republic Act 8190 kung asa ka na assign nga teachers where barangay do you belong, supposedly dito ka ma-assign. But sad to note, based sa reality ha, not all teachers benefited nga directly dito siya na-assign sa iyang barangay, but you are undergo the process nga mo assign pagyud ka og mga far flung area, then after 3 years you have rights to transfer. Murag tagsara ko nakadungog sa nga pag item nimo automatic na ka sa imong barangay. That supposedly that's the Republic Act 81990. But for the fair of everybody, especially to those teachers nga may undergo pagyud siya kabukiran, piso para langit, it's very also unfair nga ikaw mo diretso kag ka syudad dayon ang uban in town tapos alipukpukan. That's the reason ma-assign sa gid ka og bukid. Then after that, 3 years after, pwede na ka mo apply para transfer to the schools near in your residence. So dili ibot ipasabot ha nga pag item nimo automatic kag gibutang sa imong tungod. Gawas kung recommended ka ni Duterte or malakas ka sa nakay kapit, murag tagsaragid na siya nahitabo. Murag so far ni agi kagayod og kalipupukan. Like me, before ko niabot og syudad, miabot pa ko grabe ka mga bukid nga mubaktas ko nga maghilak nga ang lapok taga-tuhod. So kung naa ka karon sa syudad, na-assign ka, so you are blessed, you are very lucky nga didiretso kag syudad. Not like us before, nga pila pa kakatuigan nga tuwa sa bukid, magbaktas, mag-stay na sa cottage, muuli ra og weekend. So, mao na siya ha. So, kanang localization, it's very good, but take note, kung daghan mo ana nga barangay, then gamay ra yung eskwelahan, asa man ibutang po ng ubang ang mga teachers. Mao na nga iagi sa kag bukid. Tapos after 3 years, una pa ka mo apply nga ma-move ka sa duol-duol. Well, that's the reason in your letter of intent, imong ibutang nga ang unsa nga mga school nga nearest sa imong residence. Kung kinsa tong na chance nga na bakante, dito ka mabutang. So dili ingon nga paghatag nimo og item, pag first time nimo nakadawat kag item, naaday ka sa tungod. So swerte ka kung mao nay nahitabo or daghan nag-recommend sa imo or daghan kag kapit. Reality na siya.
Okay,
So,
Doc.
ana.
Okay. Doc, can I add something? Okay, it depends also on the major, especially kung secondary ka. Depende po siya sa major kung kana siya nga localization nga kung kana siya nga school nag-need siya sa imuhang major, though bag-o pa ka nga na-appoint, pero for example, nag-need sila og biology, then ang aplikante is ikaw lang ang biology, so naay possibility gid nga diha pud ka mabutang. But for
Okay.
elementary, as I experience for elementary, there are also some teachers nga how many years na po na-assign sa bukid. So kung naay item nga maabot ana nga eskwelahan, so mao na to siyang giingon ni Doc Marvic nga i-priority gitong to ana sa mga bukid nga mabutang pud ana diha nga eskwelahan. But it depends also on kanang sa iyahang kuan. For
Sa
example sa
iyang
major niya,
specialization.
specialization
But
niya.
in secondary dong, Erwin, based on reality, based on the observation, sometimes They were not follow the major of the teachers. Daghang mga teacher nga Filipino nagtudlo og English, nagtudlo og science. So supposedly ang imo untang guhandulan if you are secondary, ang imong expertise, ang imong specialization. But kung walay bakante, imo ng turn mao na nga as a teacher also, we need continuous learning like mga webinars, mga trainings, kay not all teachers nga ilang gigunitan karon ila ng expertise. Unlike in elementary nga we are gen ed. So kung general education ka, you like it or not, pwede ka bahalag asa ka isuksok either in kinder to grade 6. But sometimes there are also teachers nga mamili og grado. It depends upon the school head na kung asa ka i-assign.
Okay.
Ay trabaho man na sa school head. Pero ang sa secondary, not all secondary teachers nga ang ilang gihandulan, ilang specialization. Nano pareha na sila sa elementary. But if we're talking about the assignment of school, muna akong gingon, yes, may si Sir Erwin, kiss to kiss business, and you are very lucky kung mag-una ka sa syudad. Kay mostly, mag-una gayud sa kabukiran. Ug katong to sa bukid, mo na po ito ibaba. Para fair na justisya pod. Pero kung sometimes lagi, mabutang ka sa syudad, na mo ni giingon nga, maswerte ka, magidiretso kang syudad. Nasabukan?
Sa amo pong case ma'am, ingon ana gid gihapon ma'am kanang sa imong gi-istorya nga ma-assign yun ka og layo within 3 years, but sa ako pod ma'am is I already assigned in my school 6 years na ko kapin ma'am. 6 years
Hindi
na
mo pa ka nabalhin.
wala pa po ko'y plano mo baba ma'am kay designate man ko as teacher in charge dito ma'am.
So, nana sa imo.
Yes, ma'am.
Nga, it depends upon your decision na.
Oo,
But
oo.
kung mag-apply ka for transfer, you are very overqualified to transfer sa baba.
Lagi,
But
ma'am.
it's your choice nga. Imo na po ng chance nga mahimo ka. So if you think that's your time nga mo mahimo kang school head, so ayun na lang pagbaba. Kaya kung mubaba ka, mo back to basic ka. So, sabtan.
Napoy
So,
case to case.
Ang ubang
Napoy sa mo ma'am
Continue
is
dong. Mo naman tingali na imong last na slide dong.
napay last ma'am isa ma'am. Okay, next slide ma'am. Saman to. Next slide ma'am, please.
Wala na.
Okay. Okay, so
Wala na.
Republic Act. Okay. Republic Act 6713 or the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standard for Public Officials and Employees. So, public office is a public trust. So, this act is establishing a code of conduct and ethical standard for public officials and employees to uphold the time-honored principle of public office, exemplary service, enumerating prohibited acts and transactions, and providing penalties for violations thereof and for others. Okay, so muna giingon nga public office is a public trust. So as we teacher, muna we should work with the accordance of the law. We should work with the inline of the curriculum of our department. Okay, that's all my report, ma'am, and Doc and classmate. Thank you for listening and have a blessed Sunday to all.
Okay. So thank you, sir. So let's proceed to the second reporter.
Classmates, makita na ang slides.
Wala pa.
Wala pa, ma'am.
Wow. G, wala pa daw, G.
Wala pa, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. I'm Eileen Bungkag, the second reporter with the group with the topic Historic Ideals and Educational Beliefs. So I'm from Agusan del Sur Division, Esperanza District 2. Okay, my topic is Historic Ideals. Ideals are defined as imagined excellences which are so desirable that people try to actualize them. Education should therefore involve several worthy ideals that children can commit themselves to, as well as critical reflection on the ways in which people are committed to and try to actualize them. So next is
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Pwede ibalik sa nilo sa kanang pinaka-pumero, ma'am. Screenshot lang ko kadiyot.
kana, ma'am. Okay na, ma'am.
Pinaka-title niya, ma'am.
Ma'am Rosalie, okay na, ma'am. Ay, kuha siya, ma'am. Ang
Ang pinakauna,
historic
katong
ideals
number
man
one
ang
ba
first
niya?
one.
Title niya, ma'am. Wala, ma'am. Adit
Sige.
lang, ha. Okay na, ma'am. Ma'am, okay
Sige,
na.
ma'am. Okay. Ideals mean in history, so a conception of something in its perfects by standard of perfections or excellence, a person or thing conceived or conforming to such a standard and taken as a model for imitation. So, according to the writer, ideals are existentially important, not only because they provide reason for action, but also for intrinsic reasons. They give meaning to people's lives, thus contributing to their sense of identity. So it is for the reason that she emphasizes their importance in education, attributing to them the twofold role as educational ideals and as ideals in education. So according to Reuters, so ideals are essentially important. So example, so it is our aim or goal in life. So example, my ideal is to become a teacher. So sa una pa samtang nag-eskwela ta, so ingani ang atong ideal or atong ambition or aim or goal, no? To become a teacher. So we can teach if we can't finish a course or teaching course. Then we can pass the let. So, we have to do actions. So, muhuman sa tawag eskwela, makapasar ta sa let, adisar ta mahimong teacher, di ba? Adisar ta makatudlo. So we move or we have to do actions to make my ideal be realized. So, mo nakaron nga, ang atong ambisyon sa una nga mahimutang teacher, ma-realize, so karon kita, nanadyo ta sa teacher, or teacher na ta. Then, another example is, karon kay teacher naman tano, so mag-ideal na pud taglain. So to become a school head, di ba? So I enroll in master or we enroll in masteral If possible, mag-doctorate pa para more learnings and kabaluta sa atong role. So we hope nga ma-realize ang atong ideal to become a school head. Diba? Someday, kung mahumanta sa atong masteral. Okay. So, mahatagan siya meaning kung maabot na nimo ang imuhang ideal or imong ambisyon. Ideals are a subclass of values. They can be described as the values that people believe to be excellent or perfect. So, ang imong ideals yun daw, or imong ambisyon, duol siya sa kanang, or imong standard siya or perfect, no? They highly value and they are not yet realized. So, sometimes, na po imong ideal nga dili siya ma-realize, dili siya matuman, which aspires them to achieve the unrealized value. All ideals are values. So tanan nimong ambisyon na siya value, but not all values are ideals. Okay. The importance of ideals in
Lang,
education.
pabati na sa ako, Day Eileen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, we are talking about the ideals. According to Ma'am Eileen kaganina, first and foremost, we enroll in our education nga kanang course because you wanted to become a teacher. So, if we're talking about ideal, mga moms and sir, it doesn't mean that we only focuses in promotion. Akong iklaro ha. If we're talking about ideals in education, we are not only focusing in terms of promotion because first and foremost, we wanted to become an excellent. Surti ka ganina, will become an excellent, will become a perfect. So if time will come, God's give us a chance to become a teacher or to become an educator because not all graduates in education nahimong teacher. Right? Totoo mo,
Yes,
dili
ma'am.
tanan ning graduate nga nahimong ministra. So buot ipasabot, we are very lucky, we are very blessed that God give us or God gives us a chance to become an educator. So to become an ideals in education, we do our best or we did our best to become a good teachers towards our learners. Dili kay maayo lang ta during sa pagpang-apply, during sa interview, pangapanaon ta sa mga panel examiners or sa mag-interview, puro ta mga promises to become a good teacher. We wanted to impart our knowledge. We wanted to grow our not only in terms of personality, but we wanted to help our learners to become a successful. But time will come nga naa na ta sa field, not all teachers iyang gituman ang iyang promises. So to become an ideals in education, be sure that you are very good because whatever happened to your learners, take note mga moms, it is also you are also one of the source, you are the one reasons nga nung nahimo silang successful. Whatever happened to our learners, we are the liable also. So dili lang kay liable ta kung successful ang atong mga bata. But if time will come ang atong bata failure, ang atong bata disruptive, ang atong bata kanang black sheep sa atong community. Take note, we are also the liable of our bata. Mangutana gid na asa nag-eskwela. Kanang bata kusog mo si bat. Kana nga bata kusog na siya magtubag-tubag kinsa day nang asa na sa siya nga school. Ikaduhang pangutana kinsay teacher ana. So kung ang bata very good, muingon gyud ang feedback sa community. Buutan man gud pud ang maestra ana. But if our bata non-reader, kung sa isulti, aw maupod liwat sa maestra kay ang maestra pud ana no, kay sige lag sibat-sibat ang maestra ana, may mo tudlo, maayog dili. Kadungog ta ana ang mga moms. Hello.
Yes, Doc.
Oy,
Yes, Doc.
padungog in taon mo.
Yes po, Doc.
Nakatulog naman tingali ni uban. So nakadungog
Wala,
na
ma'am.
taana. Nakadungog na
Wala,
taana.
anak. Yes, po. Daghan.
Sometimes kanang moingon nga liwat sa maestra. Kadungog na taana.
Yes, Doc. Pwede
Ah,
mag-share, Doc?
kanang words na teacher's factor. That's the reason our system always using the word teacher's factor. Kung ang atong bata failure, dili ka basa, teacher's factor. Kung ang atong bata kawatan, teacher's factor gihapon. Kung ang bata si
Siya po na
Batiro,
pwede, Doc.
teacher's factor. The reason, they don't like his teacher. Nganong sige man naglayas nga bata na dili ganahan na sa maestra, magampo na ang iyang maestra masakit unta. So ingana siya. So unsa gid kuno ning ideals, from the word ideals or moingon ta nga idea that supposedly as a teacher we are very good holistically. Kung moingon tag holistically, not only in terms of our knowledge, not only in terms of our affective, cognitive, but we should be a good or ideal teachers in the three domains. Mabitaw na ang atong lesson plan, di gidna siya pwede on. Na gidna siya correlation between the cognitive domain, which is our utok. Be sure that you are knowledgeable enough in front of your bata para mahimo kang ideal niya. Kanang moingon ang bata, ganahan gid ko magmaestra kay ang akong maestra bright, gusto ko siya gid ang akong ideal nga maestra. You're very good in terms of affective. Buot ipasabot na akay taas nga heart emotionally quotient. Nga dili lang ka bright, dapat buutan pug ka to your teacher, to your learners, to your co-teachers. Kanang we are not perfect. Take note ha, we are not perfect. But if we're talking about emotionally quotient, muingon ang tao, bisag dili na siya perfect nga maestra, dili perfect nga school head, tungod kay buutan na ang kay gikapitan. So dapat naana siya sa ato as a teacher plus the psychomotor. Ang psychomotor mao nang you're very good in terms of yung mga skills, imong mga talents, dapat you know how to share that to your learners. Do not be greedy. Ay, dili na ako i-share, ma'am, kaya basig malabuan pa ko. Take note, any time of the day, isa ra gid na ka-click sa Ginoo kung kuhaon na sa ato. So, mao na ibot ipasabot sa education or ideal in education. So, I know we are here. I know we enroll in a masteral because of the promotion. Second, ragid ng enhancement of learning. Dili gyud ko motuo nga mo inaay ni ipa-enroll kay. Nagpa-enroll lang gyud ko ma'am kay ganahan ko sa imo, ganahan pug ko ma-enhance ang akong learning, then kapuyan ko mag-stay sa balay mo nang ni-enroll ko. The reason why are you here because of the promotion ba? Do not forget being an ideal in education. Nga kanang mo retire ta, nga dili kita malimtan. Wherever we go, malabyan ta sa atong mga learners, sa merkado o sa minteryo at sa dapit, mudagan ang estudyante nga, ma'am, do you still remember me? I am one of your students and you are my favorite teacher. Mo na atong i-aim as educator. Nasabtan?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Tingog in taon mo, kay basi ang nagyaw-yaw
Yes,
ko.
Doc.
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc.
Sige. Continue, Day. Eileen.
Okay, the importance of ideals in education. So number one, why ideals are images of excellences that are not yet realized and the aim or goals we deeply desire to realize. So mauna to siya nga katong example ganina nga example, if a piano teacher says that her ideal is to be a piano teacher, one might respond by saying, but you are a piano teacher, it is no longer an ideal. So, she could say that she has the ideal job. So, kung mo-aim kuno ka nga mahimo kang piano teacher, so naa kay buhaton. So, mo learn ka kung unsaon paggamit sa piano. But kung piano teacher na jud ka na sa imuha or na accomplish na nimo ang imong ideal, so dili na kuha ang imong ideal, no? Kung dili, na kay ideal job as a piano teacher. Kay na naman ang skill sa imuha. Okay. So number 2, excellence further explored. So we can make a distinction between two kinds of ideals, both of which are important in education. So number one, ideals that specify excellent situation. And number two, ideals that specify the characteristics of an ideal person. So, balik ta sa ideal situation, the person believes to be an excellent and she aspires to achieve, no? So, example, remaining healthy throughout one's life. So, kung gusto nimo nga healthy ang imong lawas or ang imong lawas, so you have to eat fruits and vegetables. You have to avoid junk foods and soft drinks. So, to have or to acquire your ideal to have a healthy life. Okay, another example. So, winning a world title in sports competition. So, in myself, how can I win a world title in sports if I don't have the skill in sports? So, I need to explore my skill or talents, or I need ideals to come up the world title, no? So, unsaon na to pag kabot anang ah, world title kung ang atong skill wala na to gi-enhance. So, we have to do or have the actions or enhance our talents to get our ambition or our ideal. Okay. Ideal situations can encompass personality or character ideals. Example, when someone says that her ideals is to become a good mother, she thereby not only describes a personal situational ideal, so becoming a mother, but also implies personality traits being a good mother. Then number 3, motivating power. Okay, if a person believes that a situation or quality of character is excellent and it is not realized in her experience, we can presume that she has a desire to achieve or realize it. Okay, according to Jewett, aspirations are one's deepest desire. They express the most intimate yearnings of the self and they reflect most directly the values. So, as a person that has an ideal, she does not want to has an image but does not want to become reality. Okay. The second, according to Frankfurt, second order violations. Person, uh, person who has ideals want this to influence her will. So this means that she wills that her actions lead or contribute to the achievement of the ideal. So para makabuot, so naatay motivating power, no? Okay, number 4, personal nature of ideals. The nature of ideals seems to make it more likely that people will differ in their ideals than they will share the same view on what is excellent. Example, religious ideals are the most important in some people's lives, whereas they play no role in the lives of others. So, some people have the ideal of becoming rich or having a large family, whereas others, though they can imagine this to be excellent situations, do not consider this to be ideals for themselves. So, example, so personal nature of ideals. So, example, uh, Para sa ako so di ba we are sa ako kuha naman ko kanang married now with 3 kids. So ang akong ang akong gi-ideal is dili siguro ko magusto nga kanang daghan og anak kay pareha sa ato karon nga we are in a job or teaching job. So lisod baya pod nga daghan tag bata nya wala tay time mag-atiman sa mga bata. Tapos ang pagpa-eskwela sa mga bata dili na to mapahuman og pa-eskwela. So lisod nga mag-ideal ta og kanang large family, no? Nya dili day nato kaya sa atong kaugalingon pagpa-eskwela, pag-provide sa needs sa mga bata, no? So ang akong gi-ideal karon na tama na siguro ng 3 kids, no? Para puhon-puhon mapahuman og eskwela. Okay. Then, number 5, the ability to imagine and reflect. So, to have ideals means that one has to be able to imagine, to dream, and to be creative. Imagination assists people in discovering if the ideal are genuine. So, according to Abraham Idel, an ideal that if actually achieved would meet the needs which it represents or on which it rests. So meaning, imagination is conducive to the evaluation of one's ideals. So ato nang gi-imagine daan, ato nang gi-evaluate unsa kay mahitabo, no? Puhon. So katong akong example nga, katong family with 3 kids, no? So gi-imagine na og mapahuman ba ang mga bata og eskwela? So gi-imagine na unsay abtan pohon. Okay. So critical reflection is also important because commitment to ideals is not unproblematic. People can be excessively committed to their ideals. They can be fanatical idealists. So according to Newman, 1986, explores the way in which excessive commitment can be identified in 3 characteristics. So number 1, excessive believer. A person who is obsessed with her ideal and cannot think of anything else. So nasubrahan ra siya sa iyang ambisyon. So wala niya nakamit ang iyahang ambisyon. Okay. The last one is be realistic. Ideals can inspire people to try to achieve things beyond their perceived capacities. Unachievable excellences can also lead to lack of interest, rejection, or apathy. According to Richer, 1987, it is therefore equally important that children learn to evaluate their capacities to gain insights into which ideals they can try to achieve. Example, a child who does not have substantial mathematical ability will only be frustrated if she has the ideal of becoming a famous scientist. The possible loss of self-respect induced by the impossibility of achieving the ideal may be averted by the assistance of a teacher in reflecting on her capacities and abilities in relation to the ideals she aspires to. If children are unable to undertake actions contributing to the realization of the ideal, educators need to help them to find more realistic ideals. So as educators, just like in our classroom setting, we apply the techniques and approaches to our learners for them to understand the topic discussed, or we find another ways to let the learner understand the topic. We apply remedial class to her or him. So as educators, we find many ways. So example kana bitang ang bata maglisod siya og basa. So imo jud siyang pailin-ilinan asa kani siya dapita nganong dili man siya dayon makadumdum or dili dayon siya makabasa. So imo siyang i-introduce sa kindergarten, i-introduce nimo ang letter sounds. After letter sounds, introduce dayon ka, kung kabalo na siya sa tanan mga letter sounds, introduce dayon nimo ang vowel consonant nga sound para mo pair na siya og example r og a, so makabasa na siya nga ra di ay na siya, no? So ing ana, so be realistic. So that's all my report. I hope nakasabot mo kay murag ako naglibog pugod akong report. So that's all, ma'am.
For sure, diha day nga naglibog ka.
Yes, ma'am.
Asa man ka naglibog, be? Ako'y mangutana sa imo.
Dito asa kuan, ma'am, kaning katong
You mean, ang imong gi-report, wa dito klaro. Kaya naglibog man ka. Eh, simple naman ang imong topic. It's all about the ideal of being a teacher.
so that's all, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, classmates.
Okay, any question? Teachers, do not tell your
Ando.
neighbors, ha? Nga naglibog mo sa inyong giklase kay mama degrade mo anak.
Yes,
Yes
Doc.
po, ma'am.
Kasi muingon mo sa inyong mga bata nga okay nakasabot mo mga bata kay pareha tawa kasabot na nagibaak na. Ma-degrade mo at the same time mawala ang trust and confidence sa inyong mga bata. So, next time Ma'am Eileen, do not tell nga ma'am naglibog pug ko kay kung buti pasabot, ang imo din gi-explain walay assurance. So, ang maminaw di ay mo ito hala, ba unsa ba di ito? Murag sure, murag tog tinuod or murag dili. So, take note, as a teacher, you are the master of everything. You are knowledgeable enough. So, that's the reason you should have metacognitive. So, just
Thank you,
explore,
ma'am.
ha? Okay,
Yes,
sige, next
ma'am.
reporter.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. My name is Lourdes Aguelo. My topic is the continuation of Ma'am Eileen, educational beliefs. Educational beliefs refers to conceptions or
Wala kay
convictions about...
presentation, Dai?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Doc.
Wala kay presentation?
Naa, Doc.
Wala lagi present. Wala na present.
Wala.
Walay makita, ma'am.
Wala makita, Doc. Sa
Wala.
pa, Doc, sa pa.
Ito kung previous ganiha kay naputol, walay presentation.
Sa signal siguro ni Doc. Sa pa naman. Wait lang kadali, classmates, Doc. Kana. Wala man. Share. Okay na, Doc, classmates?
Nag-process pa.
Kana, Doc.
Wala pa.
Wait lang sa kadali, classmates, Doc. Kay na
I-send na lang panihog sa GC, ma'am, para nga matabangan ka og kuan.
Ibalik na lang, i-present, ma'am. Stop sharing sa ka, ma'am. Sige, balik kag present. Or pwede po i-send na lang nimo sa GC na to para matabangan ka og present if hila inyong signal deraa.
Mogid si Ron.
Okay na, Doc?
Wala pa, Day.
Wala gihapon, ma'am.
Wala Japon.
Hello ma'am, i-open imong PPT ma'am. I-open imong PowerPoint.
Ma'am, i-open una ng imong PowerPoint presentation. Adto dayon
Yes,
ka sa
sir.
para maklik pag-present nimo, maklik nimo para mas pag-share dayon ka para ma-view namo. Pag dili pod nimo makuan, ma'am, handle, pwede ra pod nimo i-send sa group chat nato para na ay mag-present.
Saan pag-send? Saan pag-send sa group chat ani?
The same lang gihapon siya, ma'am. Same
Ma'am,
pattern
i-click na imong PowerPoint ma'am.
I-click ang PowerPoint, ma'am.
Okay na to siya ma'am, i-click na lang imong PowerPoint dayon adto. Okay ma'am, then i-click ang PowerPoint ma'am, nasa ubos. Tapad sa imong Chrome kana ma'am. Okay.
Sige na lang. Kana. Okay na.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. My name is Lourdes Aguelo. My topic is the continuation of Ma'am Eileen, the educational beliefs. Educational beliefs refers to conception or convictions about aspect of education, such as teaching, learning knowledge, students or teacher qualities. The beliefs that academics holds about teaching and students learning have been investigated in a number of studies. Educational beliefs according to Thorn-Apple College believe that all students are learners. We believe that our first priority is satisfying students' educational needs. Para sa tanan nga kabataan makakaton, we share our knowledge to our learners. Do not be greedy. Next is believe that our first priority is satisfying students and educational needs while nurturing moral characters. Example, as a teacher, we teach our students not only for their educational needs, but appeal pod ang ilang moral character. As a teacher, we are a model of our learners not only in physical aspects but also in our intellectual aspect. Next is believe that each child is unique and learned in different ways and requires varying amounts of time and support. So, every one of us is unique. Nagkalain-lain ta og mga talento. So, dapat kabalo ta muhandol para mapalambo nato ang ilang mga tagsa-tagsa nga mga talento sa atong mga pupils or estudyante. Next is believe that in order to be effective, the curriculum must be aligned pre-K through 12. Curriculum alignment is an academic term, meaning that the state and local academic standards, educational programs, instructional materials, teaching techniques, and academic assessment all coordinate with the other within schools. Believe that our instructions must be based in research and or knowledge. Example, develop our ideas through symposiums and develop capacity related doing mini research. One way to improve based in the problem of our schools and the performance of our learners. Next is believe that rest-free environment must be provided for students and staff. Next is we believe that increased performance results from high expectations of students, staff, parents, and community. As a teacher, we are knowledgeable. Nakadepende sa ato ang kahibalo sa mga estudyante. Next is believe that in order for excellence in education to occur, there must be ongoing involvement and dialogue among students, staff, parents, and community. As a teacher, makig-involve jud ta sa community. Makig-istorya ta sa parents, staff, and teachers. Mo follow up sa parents kada grading period. Example, aning signing of cards, meeting, para ang parents aware sa standing sa iyang anak. Based on my experience as a parent, ang akong anak consistent high honor sa elementary. Then pagka grade 7 niya, ulahin na namo nabalaan nga na siya'y 7 ka 75 sa MAPI subjects. Kay kuno wala siya nakapasa sa performance task. So, amo gi-blame ang teacher kay dapat ni grades man siya og ing ana, wala siya intervention o home visit nga nahitabo sa ako or sa amo as a parent. O wala pud siya nagpasign og cards from first quarter until fourth quarter. So, kinahanglan jud ay nga makigdialog ta sa mga parents or students para matabangan both teachers and parents ang mga problema, because what happened to our learners, we are liable. That's all, ma'am, my topic.
Okay. So your topic is all about the educational belief, no? So
Yes,
if
Doc.
we're talking about our belief, I know that everybody has a belief and we believe that we are very good teachers towards our learners. So that's our one of our belief according to you kaganina, that if we're talking about the performance of the learners, we are one blaming whatever happened to our learners. So supposedly if your learners are not good, so as a good teachers, one of our belief that we are imparting our knowledge, you should have find ways and means, and we have an initiative. That's the reason a good teachers, you are a resourceful how to solve all that problems, especially if we're talking about the performance of our learners. So do not forget to home visit. You find
Yes,
ways
Doc.
how to contact your parents, because sad to
Yes,
note
Doc.
that some of the teachers, after nila gihatag ang modules, end of the world na dayon, ang mupasa maayo, ang pag mo answer dili maayo gihapon, at least all the answers are given. That's our not belief as an educator, because we really believe that all what happened to our learners ug unsa ilang futures, it depends upon the teacher. So mao gini siya ang atong mga educational belief, no? Believe that the instruction must be based on the research and the best knowledge. So asa man na sila nakadepende sa
Sa
teacher.
teacher, Doc.
So
Yes,
kung
Doc.
dili ka maayo nga maestra, as I said well ago, mo nang moingon ta nga kung whatever happened to your learners, liwat sa maestra. Mao na nga from the word teachers factor mo ginagibalik-balik sa DepEd that they don't believe nga naay bata nga dal and they don't believe nga ang bata dili kantigo. It depends our ways. That's the reason you find pedagogies, strategies, how to impart your knowledge to your learners. And take
Yes,
note
Doc.
again and again, please, ilo ang inyong standard, ilo ang inyong level of ability, ayaw i-compare sa bata. Bahalag magna cum laude pa ka, ilo ang imong standard, nga dili pwede nga just in one glance, just in one day, automatically absorb ang learning sa bata. Because we considered our experiences, we considered especially in terms of
Yes, Doc.
biological, considered also the educational attainment of our parents because not all parents also are knowledgeable, especially in terms of reading, in terms of comprehension. So in our new normal, luoy gid ang mga bata kung walay follow up si teacher. That's why teachers, to those who bata who really need your remediation, you will prepare individual monitoring plan. Ayaw gid nagkalimti para
Yes,
as a
Doc.
teacher na kay checklist asa siya nag-needs, asa siya kulang, unsa ang time frame, unsa ang iyang masterpiece or mastery. That's the role of being a teacher. Mao na
Yes,
nga aso
Doc.
gining concern tanan. Concern in terms of ideal of education, in terms of educational belief, because pag-apply pa lang nato, we really believe and the DepEd believe us that we are very good to our learners. So, di gina nato kalimutan.
Yes,
Nasabtan?
Doc.
Okay,
Yes, Doc.
sige.
Doc,
Yes,
naalang ko'y
Doc.
pangutana, Doc ba?
Oo.
Katong grades nga, katong 75 sa akong anak, Doc, nya wala mi nakasign og cards, Doc, from first quarter to fourth quarter. Nya, ang akong husband gusto gyud siya nga mautro. Pwede ba mi ani makakuan jud, Doc,
Di
no?
ani siya ang mahitabo, Ma'am Aileen. Dapat,
Lourdes, Doc.
si Ma'am Lourdes. So, dapat, in the first quarter pa lang, naagid ka gipirmahan. Mo bitong natay
Oo,
gitawag
jud,
na
Doc.
report card, nabaya tay feedbacking. So,
Yes,
pag
Doc.
first quarter pa lang, nakahibalo na ka nga ang grado sa imong anak ni 75.
Wala kato manggod nga time, Doc, pangutana ko sa iyang advisor, unya-unyaon ra manggug ko, unya busy pud bay ako kay nag-teacher pud niya, nakampante po ko nga ang akong anak ba nga dili makagradog ing anak kay expectation elementary with high honors baya permi unya natingalang lang mi
naman
nga
ang magkuha sa module.
iya papa, Doc, unya maguli okay man, Doc, almost perfect man daw iyang modules kay gitan-aw man namo iyang result didto unya
So, because
naalong
of
to.
performance task lang na 75.
Yes, Doc, grabe jud siya nga teacher,
It's
Doc.
very clear nga ang si teacher wala nag-check. Si teacher
Maudyo,
wala
Doc.
nag-assess. Kay nganong makahatag makag 75. Take no teachers in the new normal, please avoid giving 75. It's because it's very clear to us that all the answers from the modules are given. Musugot
Yes,
sa
Doc.
dili, gihungit na sa DepEd sa mga bata. That's the reason we will give them an assignment like performance task. And as a good teacher also, you should know the ability of your learners. Kay bulo ka nga kani
Yes,
nga bata
Doc.
maayo. According to
Unya,
Ma'am Lourdes, ang iyang bata is highest honor or outstanding.
with high honor,
So,
yes, Doc. Kay always
nakaibaw
man
na
gud na siya.
maestra kani nga bata bright. Dengan nung
Na
itaga
wala.
75.
Wala gyud siya, Doc, nagtan-aw sa. Nawa siya nagbase sa kaning niagi ba nga kaning kuan, Doc, mga
Clear tayo na ma'am,
previous
nga
years,
wala
Doc.
siya nag-assess.
Natingala
So,
jud gani mi, Doc, kay naa naman gud sa card, Doc. Unya human na bayag checking. Mauntong amo jud dayon giadto ang teacher. Unya gusto
kung
man jud nga ipa.
nag-checking na,
Yes,
maglisod
Doc,
na
man
mo
na baya.
og change. Dapat next time bahalag maestra no, this is concern to everybody, not only to Ma'am Lourdes. Bahalag teacher ta, but we should also give time to our children. Example, first quarter, second quarter, dapat pwede na ka mag-demand sa teacher to have your report card. Ma'am,
Yes,
what is the
Doc.
performance of my anak, ma'am? Pila kay iyang grado? Kay mo perma baya ka, how comes nga naabot og fourth quarter? Nga wala kay
Mao jud,
signature.
Doc.
So pwede
Kay tanan
ka
man gud sila.
i-complain sa principal. Pwede nimo siya ireklamo.
Yes, Doc, nagreklamo na mi karon, Doc.
Para pud ma-learn. Bag-o
Mao
nga
jud, Doc.
maestra daan.
mga 2 years in service na siya, Dok. Unya, grabe jud siya ka kanang kuan ba nga standard jud sa kay iya ko nung uban kuno, iya ko nung gi-drop, iya ko nung gibagsak, iyang pag-umangkon, iyang gibagsak.
Uy,
Ko nga, ma'am,
teacher!
di jud ka makaing ana, ma'am, kay ang akong anak nagtan-aw baka ana nga with high honor na sa elementary. Unya, ang teacher, iyang mga previous teacher, arang sukuan na jud, arang palaga na jud sa iya, Dok.
Unsa
Kay
man na
grabe
siya?
jud siya ka
Unsa man na siya
standard.
ang klase nga taas og standard, magna cum laude para gikan sa UP, gikan sa
Ang
mga
grabe.
universities.
Oh, grabe
Wala
jud lagi siya ka standard, Dok. Oo, kami
dili
ra
na
man
sa
gud nga
pwede
parent ang
mag-standard
nakaing-ani sa
essential.
iya ha.
Dapat
Kay
mag-make siya
sukad-sukad.
kaugalingon niyang school.
Yes,
Muna
Dok.
nga, you have right to complain to your principal regarding that matter. Pero
Yes, Dok.
nakagapon kay Ma'am nakagyapoy lapses Ma'am Lourdes.
Maupo, Dok.
Dapat after the first quarter nangayo gid kag report card. Mao po na yung atong kulang.
Yes,
Nangayo
Dok.
gid kag report card, ayaw na gipaabot og fourth quarter. Although we are very confident nga ang teacher dapat has very knowledgeable enough to our learners, to our children, na kahibalo siya through feedbacking from the previous teachers nga kani nga bata bright good ni, kani nga bata excellent, dili gihapon ta mag-trust ana because not all teachers lagi good listeners to other teachers. According to you, mataas siya og standard. I don't know what kind of standard she has. Wa ko kasay
good, Dok.
unsa man siya, kalima na siya nahimong doktor or unsa man siya.
Wala po, Dok. Newly hired po siya, Dok. Oy.
Dili ta mag-standard kay come and go tas kalibutan anytime of the day isa ta in one click RIP
Mao
na ang
gyud.
result nato. So ing
Nya,
ana
dili jud siya mo admit nga sayop siya, Dok. Kay nibase jud daw siya sa grading system kay wala kuno kapas akong anak og performance task.
taas lagi siya gi standard. Pero
Yes, Dok.
again, as a parents also, as a parent,
Lagi,
ako
Dok.
sab ng responsibility to follow up. Although moingon si ma'am, ang ako I'm only the following the procedure of giving grade. Pwede po da niya ipaglaban. Especially nga wala nakapasa ang imong anak sa performance task. Ang ato pong lapses as a parent, dapat in the first quarter pa lang, nangayo na ta og report card. Ato ginang timanaan. Especially if we are
Yes,
very
Doc.
concerned to the grade of our daughter or our son. Kaya
Yes.
every day, busy man gid ko, pero nag-check gid ko always, all the time sa mga advisors. Sometimes, di po mo trust sa atong anak, kay tungod po sa ila lang din ka-relax. We considering that in the new normal, di ba, relax kay atong mga anak pod. So, directly, mo adto gid ka sa imong maestra, ma'am, nakapasa ni siya, ma'am. Mo po na akong gihimo nga gipamaagi, mga ways para natay concern kay kung imong paaboton og last quarter, fourth quarter, nausa asa man din imong perma, kung wala kay perma pwede po ka mo file and complain. Anyway, wala man kay nabutang dito, walay na-appear ni mga signatories. So pwede
Wala
ka
jud, Doc.
complain sa maestra in a nice way na lang para po at the same time maka-learn po si ma'am nga dili dapat i-follow niya ang iyang high standard. Kaya
Mao jud.
iyaw ng high standard.
Kay tanan man gud pod sila. Tanan pod sila, Dok, sa advisor niya wala jud pod nagperma og card tanan nga parents, Dok. Mao jud pod na ilang sayop, Dok.
Asama lang
Oo.
iyang pagka-high standard diha karon nga wala siya report card. Dapat kung high standard ka, mo ni giingon nga kung high standard ka, dapat kung kuan ka kanang kasi complete ang imong pagka-standard nga kumpleto tanan ang imong mga documents para if ever na ay mag-complain, hala, apil di abla di honor. Ang pangutana, pangitai daw siya sa record kung naka-record ba siya para mo believe ko niya. Kaya standard man siya. Kay pwede ka mangutana sa record sa imong anak. Only your anak. Only your concern.
Yes, Dok, kay ang uban, Dok, gi 75 po niya flat pero okay ra siguro ta sa ila kay ang ako ang anak kanang makita man gud pud nako nga daghan poy kuan nga dili jud na pwede sa imong anak kay with division level na siya permi unya with high honor sa elementary.
Madaot ang
Unya
iyang
luoy.
credential.
Luoy kayo akong anak, Dok, kay maghinuktok ko nga wa jud kay sayo.
Kay wala man kay perma.
Mao gyud na akong gusto sa akong bana karon nga bisan sa dili na sa LIS otrohon jud nila din haa ang grade sa school lang jud, Dok. Pwede ra ka na siya,
Dok.
Dok.
Man na sa LIS gihapon, ma'am, kung naa siya ay mga contest, kung i-base sa LIS kay naraba po yung mga nanay nga kuan pod. Gabi pod ka particular sa grado. So much better nga Pero mao lagi na kay gikuan naman niya, gi-encode naman niya para pud
Pero di na
ma-learn ng teacher.
mudako jud na siya dok pag mukuan jud dok no kanang sa LIS jud kay didto pa man ka sa PRC ana dok no.
Pero kakuya pud niya oy makakatawa man ta
No,
na
grabe.
standard.
No, grabe jud lagi dok as in kasakit sa akong dughan na nakakita ato nga grades unya muadto bitaw kog school ingnon nako nga okay ra man ma'am kana
75 ka ma'am, liable pug ka sa imuhang kay naa ba yan may ismiya nga report.
yes
Kung
dok.
ato maka
Wala po gani home
75,
visit. Wala po yung visit dok. Wala po parent kanang wa po intervention. Okay, Doc. That's all my report. Classmates,
Ma'am.
thank you for listening. Ma'am Rosalie.
Ma'am, kisay sunod, ay si Ma'am Michelle na ang sunod, no?
Ma'am Michelle, okay na ka?
Ma'am Michelle. Ma'am Michelle.
Hello?
Hello, si Ma'am Michelle ang mo report aning naka-present.
Nakakonect siya sa GC sa kuan, ma'am. Ma'am Rosalie.
Ato siya
Kini si Ma'am
kaganihan.
Atinta. Naaman siya. Ma'am.
Diba sinawala siya?
Naadire Ma'am Michelle at Tenta.
Clerigo na ang present.
Murag walay Miss Sale diri ah. Si Michelle
Next na lang nga reporter day, ipauwahin na to si Michelle basig nawala. Isa may last reporter day, ikaw?
Ako, ma'am.
Sige, go.
My God.
Si Michelle na lang ang atong ilas.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates.
Good morning.
My topic is educational beliefs. So kanang sumpay ni siya sa katong sa kang Ma'am Michelle gani ma'am.
Okay, Day.
So what is educational belief? Education is an ongoing, ever-changing process that prepares students as functional citizens of society. Teachers and students hold range of beliefs, whether they are beliefs about religion, education, health, politics, or a multitude of other topics. When combined, teachers and student beliefs about teaching and learning are often referred to an educational belief. Why teachers believe an important? So most educators would agree that educational philosophies and beliefs about teaching play a significant role in practice and discipline decision and influences how teacher-student relationship are built. So ang teacher ko no is ang belief ko no sa teacher kuan grabe gid siya ka importante kay kita ang role model niya, kita pod ang kuan sa mga bata kanang dako kay tag kanang role sa ila ba nga mo influence para matuto. So what are teachers' beliefs? Teachers' beliefs are a set of principles, assumptions, values, and convictions that teachers hold true regarding students, the classroom, education and educational concepts, curriculum, pedagogy, and discipline. This belief system guide and inform their true action and classroom behavior from the basis of education basis for decision making and helps to sort, organize, and prioritize information. So, a review of this literature are true and belief revealed that developing useful definition about belief that connect theory and practices is an important step in supporting teachers who seek to align their teaching practices to a set of clearly named and defined beliefs that match implementing social and eco-emotional learning and approaches. So educational beliefs, imparting education is an passionate process. A child's schooling or a nurturing process is a journey from his here depends to independence. With the onset of the 21st century, the landscape of school education and its control line is undergoing a gradual change in a broader framework of an academic ecosystem. The curriculum should essentially be board-based and value-based. So the last 2 decades have witnessed a growing tendency to perceive teaching as a professional activity requiring complex and demanding cognitive process. To understanding teaching necessitates understanding teachers' thinking, belief, and knowledge regarding teaching and learning students. The thinking, planning, and decision-making of teachers constitute a large part of the psychological context of teaching. It is within this context that curriculum is interpreted and acted upon, where teachers teach and students learn. Teachers' behavior is substantially influenced and even determined by teachers through process. These are the fundamental assumptions behind the literature that has come to be called research on teacher thinking. So kung sa mga decision making, so kita nga mga teacher kung sa bata, kung sa mga kuan nila, sila gid ato ang kanang desisyonon. So kita as a teacher, so mo guide rata sa ilaha. So there are three areas of teachers' belief. Beliefs about children and young people. Beliefs about teaching and beliefs about the purposes of education. So beliefs about children and young people. So example niya is to respond to and promote individual differences and appreciation of individual capabilities. So every children or young people have own individuals capabilities. As a educator or a parents, we must know how to appreciate atong children. So sa ato ang mga bata, kung unsa mailang mga nakabot or nakuha nila, kinanglan pod kita as a teacher or a parents, kabalo sad ta mo appreciate sa ilahang mga na-achieve. Value differences across families, their backgrounds, and use this to support individual and community learning. So, you need to collaborate with other educators, team members, families, and committees to have the largest impact on student learning. Surround a foster development where children can explore and initiate their own learning. So we believe each children have own skills. Educators, we guide them to explore and to learn. So sama sa ato karon na pud tay mga contest. So kung ikaw ang nag-coach, so i-guide gid nimo pagayo ang imuhang bata nga katuyang skills niya makuan gid to niya ba ma-pursue. Surrounding children with caring adults who foster self-confidence, appropriate decision-making, and social and emotional growth and expression. So we believe as adults, we guide the children to their decision-making to enhance their self-confidence. So kung unsa man galing ng ilahang mga na-desisyonan, so ato lang silang i-guide para makuan gid nila ang ilahang kuan ba self-confidence. Beliefs about teaching. Teachers' beliefs about both teaching and learning can have a major impact on the classroom environment. Teachers tend to implement classroom practices that reflect their philosophical beliefs. Below are a number of common beliefs about teaching. So the teacher is a facilitator, coordinator, not the dispenser of knowledge. To have understanding, students must be able to state and apply the concept. Knowledge, mental structure, and content is varied by maturation, social interaction, and experience. So beliefs about the purposes of education. Believes that the purpose of education is to build in student a social consciousness and a strong sense of self to cultivate the attitude and disposition of good citizenship and to teach students to participate in the democratic process. Believe that education should provide new experience and open window for students to see and to pursue a bright future for themselves, their families, and their local and global communities. So dako giday kaayo og kuan ang ato ang kanang as educators or maskin appearance. So kita maoy nagkanang maghubog sa bata kay kita man ang mother ay ikaduhang mama sa school. So kanang ang atong ma-experience pwede sad nato siya atong i-share pod sa kanang sa bata or para malabwan pod sa bata nga ang iyang education makuan gid niya unsa iyang dream. Teacher and students' belief is just as complex as each other's, as well as being very similar to each other's. believes that the teacher and student educational beliefs were just as complex as each other. There was no great discrepancy between the level of complexity between the two groups' belief. Therefore, in terms of the design of teachers, education courses or at university, this finding have implication how such courses are structured and implemented, especially in terms of teaching and learning practices. Ma'am, dihara ko taman. That's all my report. Next is Miss Maricel Clarigo.
Hello, Day. Day. Naana si Marisa, mag-addition sa ako, Day, ha?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, we really believe teachers that everybody has different belief. Kumbaga, although they are some of a belief provided us as a teacher, but because we are in different style, we have different strategy, and we are in individual differences. That's the reason lain-lain taog techniques. But our focus is the same. The achievement, the accomplishment, the successful of our or the success of our learners. But all we have to do, because we are the educators, we really believe that because of us, the future of our learners naa sa atong mga kamot. Mo na gingon, the future of our learners is always in our hands. It depends upon us how to hold this. It depends upon us how to deliver this properly and effectively to our learners. Mo na nga, kung magluya-luya ta, so what will happen to our learners? Mo na mo yung tang sometimes our learners has half-baked in terms of learning. Unsa man ning half-baked kanang moingon tanga ning graduate ang atong mga learners nga murag medyo na ay naantiguhan, murag medyo, murag wala. Kanabang dili ko no ta sure kung nabagid sila learning. Then always bear it in our mind that whatever happened to our learners, either positive or negative, we are one of the liable. Ikaduha ra gid ang mama manubag. Dili gid ta mo ingon nga ang akong anak, grabe ka bright tungod sa mama. Di gid na siya mao. Ang atong anak, grabe ka bright, successful in terms of learning because of his teachers. Dili mo ingon nga because of his parents. Because the role of the parents is just to follow up. Although our role as a teacher is only to facilitate, according to Ma'am Rosalie, our role is only to guide, to enhance, to facilitate, but totally or holistically naagid sa teachers ang tanan. Mao na giingon nga a good teachers also has a good learners. Pero kung dili kuno ta very good, there's no question nga ang atong mga estudyante very good. Mao na nga kung unsay mahitabo sa atong mga learners, kita gayud ang responsible in terms of their learning. That's our belief. Pero if you think ang imong belief, ang maminaw ako, ang maminaw dili, problema na nila, so luoy ang mga bata. Because there are some also teachers nga na ang ilang belief in education. As long as I receive my salary, no matter what. Come what may. So ato din ang wadon nga mga belief ha kay makadungog ra bataan na usahay. Some of the teachers moingon nga ay wa man gani pakialam ang mama kita pa ba. Do not forget that our covenant. Do not forget that our covenant as a teacher is we always imparting and instilling our knowledge to our learners. Bahalag kinsa pa ng anak, bahalag dili pa na gwapa o gwapo, bahalag pobre pa nagmadato, but our rule as a teacher is the success of our learners. Mao nang dili ta manundog anang uban nga belief nga come what may, anyway, I will receive always my salary. Kay kung ingana ang atong belief, we are not happy to claim that you are a very good teacher. We are not happy to claim your promotion. Kay because I tell you honestly, if we're talking about promotion, just in a documents, promote ka na. Sa ang atong promotion karon, papel di abla, promoted ka na. But how about your conscience? Are you really good at teacher to your learners? Or half-baked food ka? So, that's our all conscience. Mo na giingon. It depends our konsensya. It depends our super ego. If you are happy to receive your salary without satisfying your learners. Mao na kuno ang atong mga educational beliefs. Nasabtan. So we really believe teachers that everybody has different belief. Kumbaga, although they are some of a belief provided us as a teacher, but because we are in different style, we have different strategy, and we are in individual differences. That's the reason lain-lain ta og techniques. But our focus is the same. The achievement, the accomplishment, the successful of our or the success of our learners. But all we have to do, because we are the educators, we really believe that because of us, the future of our learners naa sa atong mga kamot. Mo na gingon, the future of our learners is always in our hands. It depends upon us how to hold this. It depends upon us how to deliver this properly and effectively to our learners. Mo na nga, kung magluya-luya ta, so what will happen to our learners? Mo na mo ingon tang sometimes our learners has half-baked in terms of learning. Unsa man ning half-baked kanang moingon ta nga ning graduate ang atong mga learners nga murag medyo na ay naantiguhan, murag medyo murag wala kanabang dili kuno ta sure kung nabagid sila learning. Then always bear it in our mind that whatever happened to our learners, either positive or negative, we are one of the liable. Ikaduha ra gid ang mama manubag. Dili gid ta mo ingon nga ang akong anak grabe ka bright tungod sa mama. Di gid na siya mao. Ang atong anak grabe ka bright, successful in terms of learning because of his teachers. Dili mo ingon nga because of his parents, because the role of the parents is just to follow up. Although our role as a teacher is only to facilitate, according to Ma'am Rosalie, our role is only to guide, to enhance, to facilitate, but totally or holistically naagyud sa teachers ang tanan. Mao na giingon nga a good teachers also has a good learners. Pero kung dili kuno ta very good, there's no question nga ang atong mga estudyante very good. Mao na nga kung unsay mahitabo sa atong mga learners, kita gayud ang responsible in terms of their learning. That's our belief. Pero if you think ang imong belief, ang maminaw ako, ang maminaw dili, problema na nila, so looy ang mga bata. Because there are some also teachers nga na ang ilang belief in education. As long as I receive my salary, no matter what. Come what may. So ato din ang wadon nga mga belief ha, kay makadungog ra bataan na usahay. Some of the teachers moingon nga, ay, wa man gani pakialam ang mama kita pa ba. Do not forget that our covenant, as a teacher is we always imparting and instilling our knowledge to our learners. Bahalag kinsa pa ng anak, bahalag dili pa na gwapa o gwapo, Bahalag pobre ba nagmadato. But our rule as a teacher is the success of our learners. Mao nang dili ta manundog anang uban nga belief nga come what may, anyway, I will receive always my salary. Kay kung ingana ang atong belief, we have no we are not happy to claim that you are a very good teacher. We are not happy to claim your promotion. Kay because I tell you honestly, if we're talking about promotion, just in a documents, promote ka na. Sa ang atong promotion karon, papil di abla, promoted ka na. But how about your conscience? Are you really good a teacher to your learners? Or half-baked food ka? So, that's our all conscience. Mao na giingon. It depends our konsensya. It depends our super ego. If you are happy to receive your salary without satisfying your learners. Mao na kuno ang atong mga educational belief. Nasabtan?
Yes, Doc.
Yes,
Uy,
Doc.
naapa mo?
Yes,
Naapa mo
ma'am.
diha?
Dapat
Oh.
yun, ma'am.
Okay. Basin makalimot ko ha, do not worry about reflection. Kay murag super busy pag yun. Dili pag murag wala pa ko, wala dili kaya sa power no nga isabay tanan because I have two subjects this week. Curriculum development and also your school policy. But do not worry, I will check your reflection. Later, maybe tonight, I will send another assignment about reflection. You can make it in advance. Pwede mo makahimo in advance about the reflection today. Walay labot ha, excluding the reporters. You are excused in making the reflection. Take note that reflection is considered as your attendance. Tapos, please also write in our group chat kung kinsay absent in your group para pod patas nga mag-check ta, makahimo siya reflection, then absent di ay siya. So, murag dili pod mo ganahan no nga nakahimo siya reflection without his presence. So, ang leader uniya ang mag-post kinsay absent kay ako rang i-check. Tapos try also to check ako na pong i-inform in our group chat kung makahimo na pug ko og instruction about our reflection. Okay? So, klaro?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. In advance, by next meeting is also our midterm exam. So, pwede magdata sa registrar, through Palawan, through over the counter. So, pwede na po na sila mahangyo kung wala pa yung ikadata. So, much better po nga magdata-data para dili po mo madak-an. We have only one written exam, only the midterm exam. We have no finals exam nga written because that's the time of the presentation of your mini research. Okay. Klaro na?
Yes, Doc.
Sige. May I call the last reporter, Ma'am Michelle?